Alrighty, guys. I guess we'll start things off here today. There was improvement. All right, wasn't substantial, improvement, but we got a little bit better. Wasn't quite a winning day, but it wasn't a losing day. Had a couple of cashes on the premium page. We had Detroit money line getting a pretty good price point there. Got the job done in that game. Mets minus 135, got the job done in that one. And we had the Yankees minus $1.30, scored a bunch of runs in that one. And we were able to cash on that game. Couple of losers as well. Celtics did not come through for us. That was a bullshit pick. Had the over in the Phillies game. We got Cardinals, Phillies, two big boppers. Teams with some sluggers. Schwarber's league leader in home runs. We got some hitters on the cards. Brendan Donovan's been pounding the shit out of the ball. Didn't get the job done there. Had the over 8 in that one. That did not cash. And we had the under 8.5 in the Royals Astros game. Two horrible lineups. Neither team scores runs. And I don't know, what was it? Casey had about 7 runs in the 5th inning. So, like I said, not a winning day, not a losing day either. Had some bad spots there, but definitely some areas where we improved. And, that's what I was talking about yesterday. Very dejected over the course of what happened over the weekend, and just decided, hey, we need to scale things down. We're putting too many plays out. Let's get back to basics and just start, winning some games. So, listen, not a day we should celebrate, right? We didn't make $1 million, but it's certainly improvement. It's a step in the right direction. Got plenty of, things to look forward to down the line here in the future. I believe we got WNBA starting on Friday, later in the week. It's either on Friday or soon. Tomorrow, for Tuesday, actually today, we got a daily best play, an extra daily pick, underdog play, crowd pleaser teaser, a board member play, an NHL tier package play, and a gold club play. So plenty of things to look forward to. If you're joining me for the first time here today, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on YouTube since 2016. And of course, if you're wondering what I'm talking about the results from my premium page. If you watch this free video and you want to know which one of the free plays that I actually like the best, I post those on my premium page. Got, plenty of different memberships that you can choose from. Got some free content on there as well, including my current overall win-loss record. You can access that right now. It's right in the post section. Don't have to pay anything for that. Couple of good areas. Couple of packages that we are having some success on. Like I said, it's been a bit of a rough weekend, bit of a rough stretch. Really ever since college basketball. I mean, things got really easy in college basketball. I mean, we were winning a ton of games. And like I said yesterday, it got to the point where, we were winning so many games. I was just pumping them out, man. We were doing about, 10 premium selections a day. And we were hammering them. But, since college basketball ended, got to scale back, really focus on quality and not quantity. And my job is to give you the best content I can, the best content possible. And so we're going to stick with that formula. We scaled down to 6 premium plays yesterday. We were to cash in on 50% of them. Going to do a similar deal tomorrow. What's tomorrow? 7 plays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And try to do our best there. Once again, things are turning around a little bit. We're not out of the woods, clearly. But definitely feeling good about Tuesday's premium plays. We're 4-2 in our last 10 Major League Baseball tier package picks. Of course, I guess that doesn't matter. We don't have an MLB tier package play tomorrow. But board member 2-0 in our last 2, 5-1 in our last 6. So doing some good stuff in the board member package. Gold Club package. 2-0 on our last two, 6-2 on our last 8. So even though we've been through the thick of things here, we've been through a bit of a tornado. There are some bright spots within what we're doing, and the goal is just to give you winners, man. Just produce winners. Do the best I can. As you notice, not wearing glasses today, literally broke them mid-conversation with the wife today. Just taking them off my head. They split right down the center of the bridge, or whatever you call it. So some wacky stuff happening, but I'm definitely optimistic about what we got going on the premium page. I don't know. I think we have over 2,100, 2,200 members. I haven't checked. I didn't check today. So I'm not feeling overly boastful over the past few days, but we got a lot of members, and you guys are the best. You guys give me the ability to do this day in and day out. You've made it possible for me to do this for a living, do something I love. So I'm grateful for you. I'm thankful for you. I just don't quite have that number. I think it's over 2,100, maybe 2,200. Didn't check because I didn't feel like I'm in a position to really brag about myself here over the past couple of days. But feeling good, feeling optimistic. Monday was definitely a good start. It was a step in the right direction, but we got to continue to improve and move on. So let's go ahead and try to find my notes. Where we at? 5:13. Okay, let's dive into some free content. Brewers, Guardians, 6:10 Eastern first pitch. Cleveland's -1.25, totals 9. Logan Allen for the Guardians. Quinn Priester for Milwaukee. Priester's just one. He has just one win on the year. ERA of 5.08. And these Milwaukee pitchers have been kind of bad on the road. They're actually walking more batters a game away from home than any other staff. Of course, no real surprise. They're in the bottom 10 in runs allowed in their travels. They're facing a Cleveland team who's 13-7 at home, and they do a nice job making contact. Cleveland's currently in the bottom 10 in fewest strikeouts per game. Steven Kwan's hitting .329. Kyle Manzardo with the most homers and RBI in the lineup. When it comes to the total, 6 out of the Guardians' last 10 outings did get over the total. I like Cleveland -1.25 over 9. Next matchup, Twins, Orioles, 6:35 East. Baltimore's -135, totals 9. Cade Povich for Baltimore. Simeon Woods Richardson for Minnesota. Of course, the Red Hot Twins winning a lot of games. Won their last 8 straight. They scored 40 total runs during that time frame. Byron Buxton leads the clubhouse in homers and ribbies. Harrison Bader with an on-base percentage in the high 300s. And they're going to face a 1-3 Cade Povich, who's got an ERA of 5.55. Of course, as a team, the O's dropped 6 out of their last 8. They have a losing record at Camden Yards. And a lot of that has to do with pitching. Baltimore allows more runs a game at home than any other pitching staff besides one. Now, 7 out of these teams' last 10 head-to-head gatherings did get over the total. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. Of course, Baltimore games are 12-5 to the over this year on their own diamond. I like the Twins plus $1.15 over 9. Next contest, Red Sox Tigers, 6:40 Eastern first pitch. Boston's -$1.20, totals 8. Brian Bayo for the Sox. Tyler Holton for Detroit. Holton's averaging a strikeout an inning, ERA of 3.12. He's also backed by a top 5 run-producing lineup. Spencer Torkelson's got double-digit homers, 33 runs batted in. Meanwhile, Carpenter and Green, they have nearly 20 home runs between the both of them. And as good as Brian Bayo's been on the mound for Boston, the Red Sox are currently in the bottom 10 in hits allowed per game. They actually gave up 14 runs to Detroit in a loss on Monday. Now, total-wise, 3 out of the Tigers' last 4 at Comerica Park got over the number. 8-2 to the over in their last 10 at any location. I like Detroit plus $1 over 8. Next game, White Sox Reds, 6:40 East. Cincinnati's $1.95, totals 9. Andrew Abbott for the Reds. John Cannon for Chicago. Cannon's just 2-4 with an ERA in the 4s. But listen, even if he ends up throwing well, there's a good chance he'll get little run support. The Sox are in the bottom 3 in runs per game when they bat first. And they're facing a Cincy pitching staff who's in the top 5 in fewest hits allowed. Of course, starting pitcher Andrew Abbott should be no exception to that. He's yet to record a loss this season, ERA of 2.25. Now, Cincy games went 7-3 to the under in their last 10. 3 out of the White Sox last 4 on the road fell under the number as well. I like the Reds -1.5, under 9. Cardinals, Phillies, 6:45 East. Philadelphia's -155, total 7.5. Jesus Luzardo for Philadelphia. Sonny Gray for St. Louis. And both squads with little issues at the plate. I said that in the intro. Big boppers on both teams. Both clubs currently in the top 5 in hits per game at the plate. Brendan Donovan's hitting .312 for the Cards. Lars Nootbaar with an on-base percentage in the high 300s. Meanwhile, for the Phils, Kyle Schwarber's got 14 homers, 32 ribbies. Trey Turner hitting .306 with 9 stolen bases. I like the over 7.5. Rays, Blue Jays, 7:07 East. Toronto's $1.25, totals 8. Jose Barrios for Toronto. Shane Baz for Tampa Bay. Baz is 3-2 with 40 strikeouts. And this Rays pitching staff has certainly been tough to hit against away from Steinbrenner Field. Tampa Bay allows fewer hits per contest on the road than any other staff in the majors. And they're facing a Blue Jays lineup who struggles rounding the base paths. They're in the bottom 10 in runs per game. Now, total-wise, 6 out of Tampa Bay's last 10 outings stayed under the number. They're actually 67% to the under this year in all of their away games. I like the Rays +105, under 8. Pirates, Mets, 7:10 East. New York's 250, total 7.5. Kodai Senga for New York. Mitch Keller for Pittsburgh. Keller's just 1-4 with an ERA of 4.40. But even if he ends up throwing well, the Pirates have been brutal at the dish. They're the lowest run-producing team in the bigs at the moment. And they got to square off against a 4-2 Kodai Senga, ERA of 1.16. Ironically, WHIP of 1.16 as well. Of course, these Mets pitchers, they've been dynamic this season. They're allowing fewer runs a game than any other staff besides one. Now, total-wise, no real shock here. Mets games went 13-7 to the under this season in Flushing, Queens. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh games went 8-2 to the under in their last 10. I like the Mets -1.5, under 7.5 runs in that tight window. All right, next game, NL East action. Nationals, Braves, 7:15 East. Atlanta's 240, totals 8.5. Spencer Schwellenbach for Atlanta. Michael Soroka for Washington. Now, Soroka's 0-2 with an ERA of 7.20. Of course, as a team, the Nats are on a 6-game skid, and their pitching has collectively stunk. They're in the bottom 5 in runs allowed per contest. They're facing an Atlanta squad who's got no issues hitting the ball at home. They're actually 6th in hits per game on their own diamond. Marcell Ozuna with an on-base percentage of .428. Riley and Harris with 50 RBI between the both of them. I like the Braves -1.5, over 8.5 runs. Next contest, Marlins Cubs, 7:40 Eastern, first pitch. Chicago's -1.5, totals 8.5 runs. Ben Brown for Chicago. Valente Beazo for Miami. Now, Beazo's still in search of his first win of the season. Only 14 strikeouts thus far. Of course, these Marlins pitchers, they've been ass on the road. They're allowing 11 hits a game in their travels. And unfortunately for them, they're facing the best hit-producing lineup in baseball. Kyle Tucker with 10 homers, 33 ribbies, OPS of .913. And Seiya Suzuki's got an on-base percentage in the 300s himself. Club leader in RBI with 34 of them. Cubbies games went 13-7 to the over this year at Wrigley. Miami saw 67% of their road games get over the total themselves. I like the Cubs -1.5 over 8.5. Next matchup, Rockies Rangers 8:05 East. Texas is -230. Totals 8.5. Jack Leiter for the Rangers. Kyle Freeland for Colorado. Now, Freeland's a disgraceful 0-5, ERA of 6.41. And this pathetic Colorado lineup, they average fewer runs a game on the road than any other organization. Now, folks, out of 20 total games away from Denver this year, the Rockies have taken the loss in all of those road games except for 2. They're facing a Texas team who's got a .619 win percentage at Globe Life Field. And despite Jack Leiter's struggles, the Rangers do pitch well in their own building. They're 6th in fewest runs allowed at home. Now, 5 out of the Rangers' last 7 did stay under the total. Rockies games are 14-6 to the under when they bat first. I like the Rangers -1.5, under 8.5 runs. Next game, Royals Astros, 8:10 p.m. East. Houston's $1.40, total 7.5. Chris Bubich for Kansas City. Framer Valdez for Houston. Now, Framer's just 2-4 with an ERA nearly in the 4s. And these Houston hitters, they're going to face lefty Chris Bubich. Might not be a good time for him. Boobie has a 4-2 record and an ERA of 1.69. Of course, these Kansas City pitchers this year, they've been like almost impossible to hit against away from Kauffman Stadium. The Royals are giving up the least amount of runs per game on the road. I like KC plus $1.20. Next matchup, Angels-Padres, 9:40 Eastern start. San Diego's the $2 favorite, total 7.5. Dylan Cease for the Pods, Jose Soriano for Los Angeles. Now, Soriano's just 2-4 with a 1.53 whip. Of course, as a staff, these Angels pitchers are in the bottom 3 in runs allowed in their travels. They're facing a top 3 hit-producing lineup in San Diego. Fernando Tatis, he's got an OPS of .939, club leader in homers and ribbies. Manny Machado's hitting .324 with 20 RBI himself. Now, the Pods have won over... the Pods have gotten the W in over 73% of their ball games at Petco Park. I like San Diego -1.5 over 7.5 runs. Next matchup, Yankees-Mariners, 9:40 East. New York's -145, total 7. Max Fried for the Bombers. Brian Wu for Seattle. And we got ourselves a very good matchup on the bump here. Seattle's Brian Wu is 4-1 with a .92 whip. Meanwhile, the Yankees' Max Fried, he's 6-0 with an ERA of 1.05. I like the under 7. Next contest, little NL West action. Diamondbacks Giants, 9:45 East. Arizona's $1.20, total 7.5. Brandon Pfaadt for Arizona. Robbie Ray for San Francisco. Ray's 5-0 with an ERA of 2.84. And at the plate, the Giants have done a nice job making contact. Top 5 in fewest strikeouts per game at home. Matt Assless Chapman leads the clubhouse in homers. Wilmer Flores with the most runs batted in. And even though Brandon Wet Pfaadt has been solid for the Diamondbacks, they haven't pitched all that well on the road. They're in the bottom 5 in runs allowed in their travels. I like the Giants plus $1 over 7.5. Next, the final breakdown. Athletics Dodgers, 10:10 Eastern start. The Dodgers are -195, totals 9.5. Landon Knack for Los Angeles. Jeffrey Springs for the A's. Springs is 4-3 on the year with 32 strikeouts. Of course, the A's have also played their best baseball on the road. 13-7 in their away games, top 3 in hits per game. Jacob Wilson's batting .348, 22 ribbies on the year. And Brent Rooker's got double-digit home runs, 22 RBI himself. They're going to face starting pitcher Landon Knack for the Dodgers, 4.61 ERA and a 1.46 WHIP. Of course, these Dodger pitchers have certainly had some control issues. They're in the bottom 10 in walks per 9 on the mound. Now, total-wise, the Dodgers are 11-7 to the over as the official home team. 6 out of the A's last 10 got over the total themselves. I like the Athletics plus 1.5. Over 9.5 runs. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. I like the Guardians minus $1.25 over 9. Twins plus $1.15 over 9 runs. Tigers plus $1 over 8. Reds minus 1.5 under 9. I like the over 7.5 in that Cardinals Phillies game. Tampa Bay plus 105 under 8. New York Mets minus 1.5 under 7.5 runs. Atlanta Braves minus 1.5 over 8.5 runs. Cubs minus 1.5 over 8.5. Rangers minus 1.5 under 8.5. Royals plus $1.20. Padres minus 1.5 over 7.5 runs. I like the under 7 in that Yankees Mariners matchup. Giants plus $1 over 7.5. Give me the Athletics plus 1.5 over 9.5 runs. If that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. And just a friendly reminder, if you do end up getting a membership here today on my premium site, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. It's going to be included with your membership. That's why I was telling folks that Gold Club package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. But most importantly, folks, gotta thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, folks, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.